I didn't bring a check for you, him, or anybody else.
That's
except
okay.
These two today.
I'm used to not getting paid.
Respectful ones.
Yes. It's all right. We'll just have to carry the show as usual, Irv. That's how it
Is that
goes.
it?
We'll just have to carry the show per usual.
Yeah, we'll just do our thing.
And you might be able to do that while you're muted. Go ahead, DS. Uh-huh.
Nice. Wonderful.
Hey, how many people did you take out to Chicago?
278.
Very,
Wow.
very hardy folks. It was crazy cold, wasn't it?
I don't know.
He was in,
He was in a box, man. You didn't see
I was
his
in a box
post?
next to Mr. Lurie and Howie Roseman.
Spoiled rich kid.
No, Bayless had 4 tickets. He took Captain and I and his kid.
Wow.
And by the way, I have a fantastic story about this.
1 minute.
You know it went over well.
Thank you.
Right? Oh, Quimby in the game next to the owner.
Hold on.
Who
There
was
were no
president?
complaints. I behaved.
You did?
The Flyers.
I saw Don. Well, I didn't. I only saw Howie and Mr. Lurie.
Lloyd, right.
But then when I finally moved over to another seat, I saw Don, and I'm like, Don, what's up? And then we came out and gave a nice hug in the out, and then he gave a game day coin to Eric's son, which he hasn't shut up about yet. Good people there, Don Smolensky.
All
All
right.
right, we about ready?
You're
15.
All right.
Good show today, fellas. Good show
Get some
today. Happy
energy here.
holidays to everybody here.
Come on, Diaz. Pick it up.
Let's do it, Dave. Nice and slow.
Come on, Spuds.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Ready. I was born ready.
Stand by.
So you don't have to get ready.
thanks, big guy.
Your home for Villanova basketball is WDAS and WD2.
Broadcasting from the Top Dog Law Studio.
Philadelphia.
Get top dollar for your accident at TopDogLaw.com. That's TopDogLaw.com. We are 102.5 FM, The Gambler.
Nobody brings Philadelphia fans closer together like the Green Legion. From tailgates in South Philly to invading enemy territory, this group is home to the true Philadelphia sports fan. Now, their party hits the airwaves. Quimby, Michael Diaz, Chris Sachs, / Super Sam, and legendary wide receiver Irving Fryer always keep the conversation going. So crack a beer, take a shot, and join the virtual tailgate now on Green Legion Radio.
All right, everybody. Green Legion Radio Players Show here on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM, Philadelphia, located at Live Casino, South Philadelphia, every Tuesday, starting at 8 p.m. We go till 10 p.m. Our first hour of the show, we have a current Philadelphia Eagles player. We're going to get to him in just a second. And, of course, Slash, the second I'm about to introduce him, gets up and leaves. Isn't that excellent? Perfect.
He wants nothing to do with the show.
Exactly resemblant of your responsibilities. And
I'm bored. I'm getting out of here.
that's good. Good stuff, everybody.
Less Quimby, more other people.
Yeah, here we go. Make sure you download, rate, review, subscribe on the iHeartRadio app to Fox Sports The Gambler and Green Legion Radio. Everybody introducing the panel to my left who can't sit still already. Producing the show today is Slash. What's up, brother?
What's going on, guys? How we doing? Happy holidays.
Next to him, Michael Shut Up Diaz, who is in a very weird spot. You've hosted the last 3 times.
I know. I need to apologize to all the fans out there that are expecting an excellent show hosted by me. I have.
And next to him, host of your Philadelphia Eagles Insider podcast, Mr. Dave Spadaro. How are you?
What's up, everybody?
It's good to see you, sir.
Good to be here.
Nice, fresh shave on top of the dome.
Always fresh.
It
Skull
is-
shaver?
it
When you're
is-
13-1, no, I do. I just use a razor. Yes, a little water and razor, no problem.
It-
A lot
it
of
looks good.
moisturizer.
Nice.
Thank you, Quimby.
It looks
Get a little
good.
tan. Get a little tan.
Yeah, just some stress.
Yeah.
On the opposite side of the big table from me, legendary NFL receiver, 3 years with your Philadelphia Eagles, the doctor, the Reverend, Mr. Irving Fryer, everybody.
I missed you, Irv.
You miss me?
Yeah, man.
Super Sam is pretending
You
to
wanted me to
run
say I missed you?
StreamYard right now, but I think Lauren is actually doing it. I don't know what's going on. Did we even hit start yet? We did?
What does
We
Sam
hit
do
start?
around here?
You know what?
Everything. Don't
Actually,
you say
she
that about
knows
Sam.
everyone, and it's okay.
She does it all.
She probably has 20 people here, and you have yourself, which is worth about half a person.
What's in the box, Sam?
Don't worry about it.
And of course, intern Lauren Powell from Westchester University. You only got a few more weeks left with us. How do you feel about that, Lauren? Ah, there we go.
She can stick around.
4 weeks too much.
And this week's guest from the Philadelphia Eagles, Idaho.
What's the mascot of Idaho?
A
University of
potato?
Idaho.
A spud?
That's a good guess.
Nope. We'll tell you later. We'll tell you
spud?
later. Nope. I know what it is.
About right.
Everybody, number 53, linebacker Christian Elliss.
Yeah.
Nice to have you on. Nice to meet you, Christian.
It's the Vandals, by the way.
It is Vandals.
Vandals.
The
Idaho Vandals?
The Vandals.
I don't know what that
Excellent.
means.
You don't have any idea where the Vandals came from?
No idea, but it's like a Viking as a mascot, kind of.
So like your
Hold on, that whole chant hasn't worked for that team for a while now. It's been great.
No.
Christian's got a great story about Idaho football, but we'll get into that at some point here. I'm excited to have Christian. I think that Christian embodies what football is all about. This is a kid. This is a kid, young guy here who he's one of 12 Ellis's.
Li?
Born of Luther, former first round pick Detroit Lions, who I believe he was drafted.
Was a real pain in the ass when we played Detroit.
First round pick 95, Detroit. Right. So to make the connection to Philadelphia, I'm not even sure if you know this or care. 1995, the Lions come to Philly, and Lomas Brown, their offensive tackle, guaranteed a victory against Ray Rhodes and the Philadelphia Eagles.
And got their ass whooped.
Got whooped. Rodney Pete, your dad never told you that story about, hey, Philadelphia is a tough place to play, blah, 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 blah. He's got so many other kids to worry about. Noah, he's in the NFL. So anyway, welcome to the show, Christian. And I don't know, you want to start? Because I don't have
let me get through the business of the show real quick.
Right.
Everybody, the show is brought to you by our friends at Bud Light Seltzer, and Michelob Ultra. $5 Bud Lights every day, all day here at Live Casino. Make sure you take advantage of that. Stateside Vodka and Stateside Bourbon Diaz.
Glug, glug.
Dave Bavuso, State Farm, Greater Philadelphia Health Action, Bucks County Baseball Company, Premier Window Cleaning, WeHateDirtyWindows.com. That's WeHateDirtyWindows.com. The Ludlam Bar and Grill, formerly La Costa in Sea Isle City. All the beautiful ladies at Cheerleaders, and of course, our friends across the bridge at Echelon Health and Fitness. Everybody, we have Christian Elliss with us. 6'3", 231. Is that about where you are right now?
Yeah, pretty close.
Pretty close?
Yeah.
We were finding out a couple weeks ago that it's an $800 fine if you're off by a pound in a certain weight range. Is that accurate?
See, I've never missed it, so I wouldn't know.
Good answer.
Good answer. Right?
But what if you're under the weight?
That's also not
That's
good.
also a fine?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it would be just as bad under the weight that it would
I agree.
Yeah.
over.
I
Right?
agree. I think it's probably harder for a lot of people to put on weight than it is to take off weight. I mean, everybody has this image that players are like eating these mounds of food. Christian, give me your normal at the NovaCare complex. By the way, the food is amazing.
Thanks for the invite, Dave.
You're welcome. Maybe we'll do that someday.
It's better than the lunches we used to have at the vet.
Bro.
Cat food.
Yeah.
They had to cater out. They catered out awful, lousy
And it
food.
was awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrendous. I don't know how we won.
All right,
any
we'll go
games.
back to you guys
So-
back in the biblical age after Christian's off the show.
So NovaCare, I mean, there's like
They had glasses of mead.
It's 3 meals a day. There's like 5 chefs there. So what time do you get to the building? What are you eating all the way? Do you eat all 3 meals at the building?
I usually eat all 3.
Okay.
Sometimes my wife will make me breakfast. Sometimes I just grab a little bit of bread in the morning, and that's it. Sometimes I don't eat breakfast. Breakfast is kind of like an optional meal for me.
Interesting.
Interesting enough, like I don't think I need it all the time. My nutritionist would fight me on that, but I do it anyways. But yeah, I mean, it's usually 3 meals a day at the NovaCare, and our chefs are amazing.
You said nutritionist. Does everybody have a nutritionist, or is it just one or two for the team?
Yeah, 1 or 2. Steph is our main nutritionist, and she makes sure that we get all our meals and
That's new.
calories and
That's
whatnot.
new to me.
Does Steph does she catalog everything that you eat?
No, she doesn't catalog, but she's there as like an asset to us. You know,
Yeah.
We're charged with maintaining our own bodies, and she's just kind of there as like an added benefit for us.
And so the reason it may sound silly, that, well, why do you have these? Because players will eat junk food if you let them eat junk food.
Well, he's 23. He can get away with it.
No. But you can get away with it in civilian life, but
Right.
you can't play football. I imagine
You're trying to maximize strength,
Your
you're trying to
energy.
maximize energy and focus and concentration, all of that. You're trying to optimize your body, your mind.
All right, well, let's
the
ask
whole
him.
time.
Christian, how often do you get a chance to eat junk food, and do you?
During season, no. If I do, it will be on an off day, like Monday or Tuesday, usually depending.
So
on
do
if
you
we
want some
win.
wings? We can
Yeah.
get a pile over from Sports and Social right now.
games on Saturday. No.
No, sadly no. But most of the time I don't. Yeah, most of the guys I would say don't. There's guys who I've heard like Chad Ochocinco used to. You know, he would have McDonald's before games. Some guys can, some guys can't. It
I
just
also
depends.
heard he took Viagra before games.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
And also,
Hey, if I'm going to get worked up, I guess that's one way of doing it.
and also there's a junk food Friday, so players I guess weigh in on Fridays,
Different
and then
meaning to hard knocks.
after they weigh in, they're allowed to have it's wings. Yeah, you'll find it. It's wings, it's pizza, it's burgers, it's
As a Division I athlete myself, I know all about.
So here we go. It's really easy to mute him, Christian. It's great.
he actually was a Division I athlete.
I was a 1996 Drexel soccer
For a day,
yeah, for a whole year.
I thought
For
it was.
years.
I thought it was what, your
Two whole
sport was like ping
semesters?
pong or something.
So-
I also am an IFA third singles, first doubles IFA champ.
All right. So, Christian,
Yeah.
back to you. Interesting statistic, which goes back as far as you want. You were a high school star in 2 states.
Yep.
All right. Attending Judge Memorial Catholic in Salt Lake City
Yep.
and Valor Christian in Highlands Ranch. Where's Highlands Ranch? Is that anywhere near Fort Collins?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Other way?
It's right outside of Denver. It's like it's really where all the rich people live in outside of Colorado, outside of Denver.
Sounds about right.
McCafferty's are there. It's a whole family. That Valor Christian's like a kind of an athletic powerhouse
Right.
Yep.
of
Heard
a.
that.
But before that though, Christian is one of 12 kids. Tell me how competitive life was when you were a
at
kid.
the dinner
At
table?
the dinner table, everything like. And your dad's an NFL player. Was football? It was like football, or did everybody play football in your family?
Yeah, everybody did at one point for the most part. Not everybody stuck with it. A lot of my siblings went different routes, and they enjoyed different things in life. But most of my brothers all play currently, so it's cool.
Are you the younger side or older side?
He's
Older,
third oldest,
third.
right?
Third oldest? Oh, wow.
Did your parents ever hear of cable television?
No.
Huh? Oh yeah, we brought you down for
you're
good.
muted, Diaz.
Yeah.
So named South Metro co-defensive player of the year as a senior,
Yep.
doubling on offense with 12 receptions for 337 yards and 30 carries for 226 yards.
Yep.
Also caught a 61-yard TD and longed an interception in the state title game. What happened in that game?
My job was to play defense, do my job there. But then when I got to offense, run and go,
Run and go.
just outrun everybody.
Did you guys win that game?
We did.
Nice.
We did. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. I have 4 rings, thankfully.
Oh,
But,
wow.
Look at that.
I have
about to get another.
I have one. It's pathetic, and I have to buy it off of Amazon every time I lose it.
Why can't we mute him when he starts talking about his achievements?
I know.
It's not an achievement. It's just the purchase.
Yeah, there was no achievement here.
Well, you actually bought that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like Howard Eskin. Like Howard
Eskin
Quimby
Super Bowl
buys
ring?
his rings. Yeah.
Selected to play in the 2017 Polynesian Bowl.
Yep.
Moved to Colorado when your father rejoined the Broncos.
Yep.
Talk about the Polynesian Bowl, because this is I didn't realize until I was looking into your history here a little bit. The Polynesian community gets behind its football players pretty hard,
Yes, sir.
and
Yes, sir.
it's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. First of all, going to the game was awesome. Going to Hawaii was awesome. Coming out of high school, I didn't have many offers, had offered at Idaho, some smaller schools. So it was a huge opportunity for me to just go out there and play and perform. My grandma, so my dad's mom is Polynesian, so she came from Samoa. And, ever since then, it's just been a big part of our family, a part of our culture, and we love football.
So this is something people don't know about you. You are Samoan.
Yep, Samoan.
Samoan.
Yep.
It's not Samoan. It's Samoan.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. Tell us how to do
Yeah,
it.
you could correct us.
Samoan.
It is what it is.
So do you
Can
know?
we?
Do you know that? Do you do that dance, the ritual the Samoans do?
Most people.
Do you
the
know?
haka.
The haka. Do you know how to do that?
Yes.
You
but
do?
Okay, good. You're required
Yeah, I
to
was
do that
gonna say,
right
no.
now.
Can you show us?
I can't.
I
do
think
that.
that's so cool. I think that's so cool. You
During
get a
the
group
break,
of guys
during the
together doing that.
The greatest Samoan player of all time in the NFL. Anybody know?
Troy Polamalu.
I wouldn't say it's. I mean, I don't know if he's Samoan or not.
I believe that is
Mosi
your.
Tutupu?
I
That's
wouldn't
your.
say that either.
That's your football hero. Am I accurate?
No.
I love watching Troy. Yeah.
Before then, I would say Anthony Munoz.
I was going
Munoz,
to say that.
Anthony
Yeah.
Munoz.
Okay, good.
Well, if it's
I
a
wasn't sure if he
Tupu,
was
Cincinnati.
I got a question. Can we call you Buddha for the rest of the show?
Usually my family calls me Buddha Boy. That was my mom's nickname for me. But
We're all
you
family
can't-
here.
We're not going to call you.
Yeah, I was about to say
You could just say no.
no, but I don't. I'm kind of polite,
You
You don't have, you don't have to do it
You
here.
don't have to
brother.
be polite to him.
Dude,
don't be
Don't be
polite.
polite here.
Don't be polite to him.
Don't please.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
He'll run all over you.
I love the fact that you're an outdoorsman, hunting and fishing.
How do you know that?
I know everything, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles put a nice bio for you. It's online.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Also-
you're just,
also-
you're just
I didn't
screwing
know
up
that.
everything, Diaz. You can't just let me have.
Quimby found out what the internet
yeah.
was about 2 years ago and just hasn't stopped since. So.
By the way, I hate every single one of these people on this panel.
He mailed to
Except
America Online. They sent him this disc in the mail. He put
Uh,
it in there.
I think what's interesting in that whole answer is that Christian and probably a lot of players don't even look at their bios online. Like I would think that players would look at their.
Don't
Really?
care
Why not?
because they have to be neutral and
Neutral, but it's a
and
team.
no, ambiguous or ambivalent. I don't know the word.
Yeah, but the team's
Towards
putting
what
it out.
anybody has to say about it.
Because if you live by the cheers, you'll die by the boos.
Yeah, but I also seen
That's
like
why.
on Twitter, like players reacting to their Madden ratings as well. Like, isn't that kind of a similar situation?
It's stupid.
Okay.
Almost as stupid as this conversation.
Well,
right now. So back to Christian.
It's funny. Hang on, before you get on that line, I was talking with Christian or with Britton Covey today, and Britton admitted that like early in the season when he wasn't getting a lot of yards and punt returns and people were coming down on him on Twitter,
We're going to talk about that.
that he actually felt that the fans, I don't know if he used the word hate, but like didn't like him. And I was like, no.
First of all, this guy endeared himself
like-
by parking in the lot with
Right, I was
everybody
like-
on the
I was
first
like,
game.
No, it's not. I was like, no, the fans love you. They just want you to return every punt
for a
for
touchdown.
a touchdown.
What's
right?
wrong with that?
I have a question. We're talking about social media. When I played, there was no social media.
There's barely any social.
There was barely any social, and we were barely social. How much of an impact does that play on the players or has on the players, and does it have an impact on you, negative or positive?
I think. I see. I don't have social media.
Okay.
I deleted it probably like 8 months ago
Smart man.
because it honestly just took away time from my family, time that I can spend doing other things, time I can spend studying the game. But I know it affects other guys differently. Some guys can't deal with hate. Some guys do well with it, and it fuels them.
Right.
It just to each their own. But for me personally, I kind of just got rid of social media. I didn't really see it as a necessity in my life, so I was okay with it.
Have you seen it affect some of your teammates or other players in the past in a negative way, and their play?
In college, yeah. In college, I wouldn't say I've guys at this level are pretty professional with it, and their business is their own. But in college, I had roommates and friends that it affected them deeply.
I want to get back. Oh, you want
Well,
to?
I think back what Dave said too. For thank you for Britain too. There could be 1,000 cheers and you just hear that one boo. You know what I mean? So getting rid of it is a great idea. I wish more players did that. It's a good way to interact with the fans, but you're going to get those. I know as our Green Legion social media director that when we get a ton of compliments every single day, and then
then I speak and we get a lot of boos.
That is true. That's why I am the most popular host of Green Legion Radio, the Player Show. But the one negative comment, it just eats at me. And Matt and we're a little side company here. We're not playing on the field, so I can imagine how that can distract from players. I think it's a great idea that you got rid of it. I was looking around on Twitter, couldn't find you. And I was like, oh, that's you don't see it too often, and keeps your focus where it needs to be. I think that's a great thing.
I agree.
And we're going to talk more about that when we come back from break here. Echelon Health and Fitness, located in Voorhees, New Jersey. Voted best gym in South Jersey 5 years in a row. Membership starting at $8.99 per month. Family and locally owned. Indoor track, newest cardio and strength training equipment, 3 studios, indoor pool, whirlpool, and dry sauna, even a kids club. Over 100 group, fitness, and Thrive personal training sessions per week. MBSC Thrive Personal Training, considered the best group training in the country, and is exclusively offered in South Jersey at Echelon Health and Fitness. Member perks, Echelon members saving over 800 local businesses simply by being an active member. Coming to Audubon, New Jersey in early 2023. Call 856-454-2976. That's 856-454-2976 for a free 30-day all access pass. Or go to Echelon HF. Or go to Echelon HF. That's EchelonHealthFitness.com. Everybody, this is Green Legion Radio with Irving Fryer and Quimby and Christian Elliss, and everybody else is getting fired at the break. We'll be back live from South Philadelphia Live Casino right after this.
With PatriotSoftware.com. Clear payroll, keep your time and money.
Station out.
Christian, be prepared.
That's who he is.
Ass.
He's got a great comment.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, how long is this, John?
You got 3:35.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Dave, do you want to see something real quick over here?
Oh, yeah, this is good.
You got to see this. I don't know if you noticed this.
Hey, I'm good. How about
Watch Landon.
you? Oh, that's a little bit bad.
On this 2-point conversion, watch. Hysterical.
This is your show.
I'm good. How are you?
Get info. What's your show?
Yeah. What's your name?
So I'm one of the person's friends, you know.
Cole?
I'm good. How about you?
Zach is like real straight, and Bo was just trying to get him on. So Berman was talking about we like
Yeah.
do it. You know the one with Jack? And he's like, yeah, Zach is like, I wasn't able to hear.
Throwback.
You got injured at something. He was the guest on that Green Legion radio show.
You right here?
And Bo was like, sir, appreciate it. Yeah, the show Dave Sparrow was on.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah, no, you have a good one.
like, why would you be referring to some other?
Man, how you doing?
So I went on. Yeah, I went on. Oh, really? Okay. So I went on Twitter and I was like, Zach, hey, I just don't use our interviews.
You know, like, it's got to
Maybe,
think
maybe second-rate podcast. My cousin was listening in New York, and so
got to prove people wrong, you know? Yeah. It is what it is.
I know. It's
Hey, how you doing?
But I thought it was funny. My cousin, we all listen. We listen to the same stuff. I'm like, oh, I think that show's usually pretty good.
What'd I do?
But do they have anything other than two of them talking?
Their producer comes on. No, they don't have any.
Never.
They don't even play their
Not during football season.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Yeah. I mean, the show is really like.
Sign all 12 of them. 12 of them, please.
Recapping the game. Oh yeah, and he tries to get him off.
Hey,
get
I
him
know.
like good schedule. Berman doesn't curse. He gets uncomfortable with innuendo jokes and stuff like that. But yeah, it's everyone's show's got a different level of flair.
30 seconds.
Coming in. Way to go, Sam.
Okay, no worries.
Way to go, Sam.
I'm Brace here. I got a question. Were you or a loved one involved in an accident? Well, don't gamble with your personal attorney choice. Top Dog Law gets the job done. Get top dollar for your accident at topdoglaw.com. Once again, topdoglaw.com.
The Gambler, presented by Cure Auto Insurance.
You're up.
Green Legion Radio Players Show here on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM Philadelphia, broadcasting from the Live Casino here in South Philadelphia at Center Bar. $5 Bud Lights all day, every day here at Live Casino, whether it's Center Bar, Sports and Social, everywhere. $5 Bud Lights. Everybody take advantage of it. We are here with Philadelphia Eagles linebacker Christian Elliss.
Thank you.
I want to get back before everybody starts chiming in again to the outdoorsman in you, hunting and fishing. Go. Tell me what your favorite thing is on both sides.
Waterfowl, 100%.
Okay.
So I think my favorite thing to eat is probably quail.
Okay.
Favorite thing to hunt is probably goose.
Okay.
How does one hunt a goose?
So
No, you don't.
Why? Why goose?
Goose, just because that's what I got introduced to hunting from my best friend in Utah. His name's Leaf, and he just took me to his cabin all the time, and we would always go hunting with his father. And so what we would always do is we'd surround a pond because we never used dogs. Dogs is a way you can go hunting.
Right.
But we would sit around a pond, we'd call them in, wait for them to land, and then usually you'd have scarers, and then you'd have people who'd shoot where they'd fly away from you.
Okay, you have to be careful not to shoot the scarers.
Yeah. Well, they were far enough away that there's no way you would hit them. And even if you did, I remember one time his brother shot, and he shot in my direction, but I was so far away, it just felt like a bunch of BBs hitting me. So it was a little.
He actually hit you.
You've been shot and he lived.
But I was so far away that with a shotgun, it kind of just felt like getting hit with the.
Is your name Dick Cheney?
I'm glad you said BBs. I was wondering what kind of weaponry do you use? What little tiny bullets?
Buckshot.
Oh, that's shotgun.
I don't know anything about guns. I don't know anything about
Shotgun is a bunch of BBs in one cartridge.
I've been hunting before. I'm not a hunter, but I've been hunting before. Yes.
More importantly, the fishing element.
Yeah. So if you say anything other than
You're gonna shut you
More
off.
importantly, the fishing element.
I think so. I used to try to fly fish. I wasn't always the greatest
It's tough.
at it.
It is a tough
it was
art to
hard.
learn, man.
Hard. But I think my favorite thing to do is probably just go sit at a lake, preferably in Michigan, and I would throw out just a little bait on a hook and just sit there
see what
and
see what
enjoy
happens.
life. Yeah, just look at nature, just enjoy life, and then if I get a bite, I get a bite, and if I don't, then I'm just looking at God's green earth.
It's awesome.
Christian is well adjusted, too well adjusted for this show.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
he's
try
got
to.
a
We're gonna
good
have to, try to ruin you in some capacity. I don't know what.
I mean, I would think if you're sitting in a boat for 4 or 5 hours, don't you just want to fall asleep?
Yeah, you can.
Well, let me tell you
not when you're
about saltwater
fishing,
fishing
yeah.
because the best part is
Here we
you
go.
can be out on a boat, dead asleep, and the mates will tell you when something hits.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we do.
Speaking of fishing and Samoan, Mosi Tutupo, I played with Mosi. He was a Samoan running back. He taught me a song about fishing. I'm not going to sing it.
Oh,
but
come on, Irv.
No. I'll tell you the words, though. The words were, we throw our nets out into the sea, and all the little fishies come swimming to me. Alua luo, alua lui, alua lua. That's what you don't know that song?
No.
Maybe if you sang
Maybe,
it.
Maybe he just made it up. But that
Actually,
was the
yeah,
song he taught me.
I'm
He used
sorry,
to sing it.
Christian's not familiar with nursery rhymes.
He used to sing it all the time. It was something that him and his family did when they went fishing. They would sing that song.
Samoan
No.
Dr. Seuss.
How about snowmobiling?
Love snowmobiling.
Big time, right?
Love snowmobiling.
All right.
That's always fun to do.
All right. Bucket list. You want to minister around the world, spread God's word.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
So,
Because I believe Britain went on a mission to Chile.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chile, we was there for
Chile.
2 years.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. So I was introduced.
Chile.
So my dad was a believer, and so I grew up in the faith. It didn't really become my own until high school, and then I really just I wanted to see if God was even real, so I started looking at other religions. I started looking at science. I started looking at all these things, and
Buddha boy.
yeah. I got to the conclusion that there's no way this earth came to be without a creator. You know, if we're off 1 degree closer to the sun, we burn. If we're 1 degree away, we freeze. Like just how complicated this world is. I just can't see it without a designer. And so that's how I came to Christianity. I thought it was the most stable for me in my life. And then, you know, for my family, it's the values I want to hold. And, you know, I live here so that one day I could see his face.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Oh, hold on a
Amen.
second.
These cats can use some of that.
You don't have to look too far. That corner is all about right now.
Yes, sir.
So, go ahead.
Back corner. You said your dad was a believer, and that's where you gained your faith. What was the relationship, and how old were you when was your father still playing? Do you have memories of your father playing?
Yeah.
How did you kind of like look at his career, and how did he manage all of that time and 12 children?
It wasn't easy. I can't imagine it being easy. You know, you have 12 little kids that are so impressionable, but you can only spend so much time with all of them. So I know that me personally, my siblings, sometimes you do feel a little like, oh, dang, I wish mom and dad could spend more time with me. You know, I want their attention. So you kind of lash out. You kind of do things to get their attention. You know, not always
I do that
good.
to this day.
Yeah, exactly. It's more common, but you know, it was just hard. It was a little harder growing up, but my dad and my mom did their best, and you know, I would say all of us turned out pretty well.
Great. And what do you remember about your dad's playing career?
The only memory I have
He was a bastard. He was tough, man. No, he was.
Yeah,
he
off
was
the
a
rails.
great player.
Yeah.
He
causing havoc
but
everywhere.
he lived by the Bible. Be fruitful and
I'm
multiply.
talking about him as a player.
Yes, very fruitful.
Be
No,
fruitful and
I'm
multiply.
talking about on the field. I mean, he was a mess. He created havoc everywhere. Sorry.
Yeah, no, the only really memory I have on the field is when I was looking at my mom. So it's not even of my dad playing. It's just me looking at my mom at a game. What's their stadium called again?
It was Pontiac Stadium, right?
Silverdome.
Silverdome. Yep.
Pontiac Silverdome. Yeah.
Yep. That's the only memory I have.
Does he have a man kid? Did he ever like kind of
No.
talk to you about it? Because he's still in the game, right? He still
Yeah.
coaches.
Yeah. So he oh my goodness, he taught me a lot about my game and just how I carry myself. But he doesn't really have a man cave. He doesn't really put out all of his stuff. He's kind of like dead to the things of this world, and it's honestly inspiring to me because you know all the things he's accomplished. He's just like it's all nothing. It is what it is.
So Christian, when did you fall and why did you fall in love with the game of football?
So I fell in love with it. It probably wasn't until like middle school because, you know, in elementary, I didn't like the hitting part. I didn't like the physicality. You know, like I was just like, this hurts, you know. But then in high school and really in college, I found beauty in the pain. You know, it's
Wow.
It's not supposed to be that deep. But
no, I totally get it.
But it's just like there's, you know, a good feeling when you hit somebody. There's, you know, a good feeling when you make a good play. And there's also bad feelings when, you don't. And I think there's just the balance of it is what I fell in love with. And then the platform it gives you, you know, to help those in need, to be able to share God's word. And for my case, you know, and to be able to just enjoy the game that my dad did and my older brother is and my younger brothers are going to and are.
Let's talk about that real quick. Caden and Noah also played at Idaho.
Yep.
Now in the NFL, Caden, another linebacker, was selected by the Saints in the 7th round.
Yep.
The 2019 NFL draft. He's with the Saints currently.
Yes, he is.
Are you gonna welcome him on January 1st, or are you gonna say, hey, you know, go stay in the team hotel?
Family first, always.
I got you.
I'm so excited to see him. You know, I'm sad his little daughter and his little son can't come, and his wife. Miss them dearly, but I'm excited that they're going to come out here and lose. So
Clip that.
There it
was. Clip that.
There it is.
Family first, but he's gonna lose.
Christian
Clip
just
that.
guaranteed us a win.
and Noah currently with the
We'll send it over to
He
him.
just guaranteed us a win.
and Noah currently with you here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, Noah's here. I think just we're so competitive with each other. So like I'm never going to admit that I'm ever going to lose to Caden. I'm never going to admit that I'm ever going to lose to Noah. Or am I?
Are you a little pissed off he was drafted and you were an undrafted free agent? Just out of curiosity.
No.
Family first, but you could be pissed.
No, actually, no, not at all. Caden's work and his work ethic, took him to where he was. For me, there was so much growth in my game that needed to be developed before. I don't think I was ready. I don't think it was in God's plan designed for me to be drafted. It took me down a different path, and it forced me to grow more. It forced me to adjust to the game. So, I mean, there's not much to say about that other than I was so happy.
I think you're saying a lot about it.
Yeah, but it's like I'm never going to be mad about that. Like I never want to wish.
I was literally trying to stir the pot. Go ahead, Dave.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I wonder, I get this question from people, so I'm kind of asking on behalf of others. How do you balance, and Irv, you obviously can answer this question as well, balance the peace and the righteousness of religion with the violence of the game of football? And there has to be a bit of recklessness, maybe not recklessness, certainly courage, certainly an acceptance of violence. How do you kind of reconcile that?
You want me to answer
You can
that?
answer that one.
Well, I smite thee in Jesus' name. How about that? It's actually
Clip that too, please.
actually it gives you more peace, knowing that you're covered, knowing that you're protected. This is the way the game is played. It's a violent game. I didn't play the game, and I didn't have contact with guys to try to maim them. I didn't have, I didn't have ill intentions like that, but I did want to impose my will against my opponent so that I could gain an advantage. That's the way the game is played, but you don't do it with ill intentions.
Yeah.
But I always, particularly after I got saved, I didn't get saved until I was 27, so I had been in the league probably 8 years. Going across the middle after I knew I had the Lord on my side was a lot different than going across the middle not having the Lord on my side.
And that's when you had your best years too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Explain.
It's just a confidence and a hope and a belief that he's going to take care of me. He's going to protect me, that I have my shield, I have my armor on, and what I need to do, I can get done and not have to worry about it.
As one who inflicts the damage, the physical part of it, Christian, how would you kind of go along the same lines as Irv there?
Yeah, if the Lord's with me, then who can be against me?
Preach,
at the
man.
end
He
of the-
preaching.
at the
That's
end
a
of the-
sneaker preach.
At the end of the day, it's God's will be done. That's how I play. If I get hurt, I get hurt. If I don't get hurt, I don't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I can't control any of these outcomes. All I can do is do everything as if you're doing it for the Lord. So I'm gonna give it 100% while I can, and until then, and until God calls me to do something else, go preach, go do something. That's what I'll do.
Fascinating.
I want to know why you didn't bring a ukulele with you.
See, I don't know how you know that, but
It's on the Philadelphia Eagles bio.
Again,
Really? How
Diaz,
did they
you're
know
really busting me up here.
how do they know that though?
So I think
don't
I think what they
told them
do,
that.
Christian, so they'll go to your college bio.
Yeah, they follow you.
Oh,
I think
do a
Spuds is
background
leaking
check.
So
info.
somewhere along the line, you told somebody in college that you played the ukulele, and then they'll ask you like your bucket list of things, and they'll put that down, and it just gives people. I think what's really important for football, because you wear helmets,
Yeah.
is providing fans an opportunity to see you with your helmet off and to get to know you as a person,
As a human.
as a human,
Right.
Yeah.
and that increases your brand, that increases your platform, that increases your fan base. That's why players who are distant from fans, I never understand that, because without the fans, there would be none of us. There would
Yeah.
be no game. There would
Yeah.
be nothing. So that's why they put the bio, and fans really eat that
Well,
stuff up.
let's continue on that.
Back to the ukulele.
So no, we're gonna move on because we don't have one. Had I had more time, there'd be one here. No, you shut up.
I have a ukulele. I play the ukulele as well.
Oh, Lord.
Jeez.
You ever find you go ukulele right to guitar and it's like the fingering is it's
I
harder
don't
to
say I don't
Giggity.
play the guitar.
all right. No,
I
that-
didn't even try it. didn't touch.
Hold
it.
on a second.
No.
I think he's full of it, to be honest with you.
Well, it looks like for our
Favorite movies are all Disney movies.
I'm
See,
with
I
you.
love
But which
Disney.
one?
Love
But which
Disney.
one? You got to pick one, and you got to do it right now here on the spot. What would it be?
Sleeping Beauty. Just because that's what started it for me. I love the fight with the dragon at the end of the movie.
Wow.
That was always one of my favorites.
I have to
but-
worry about that every morning too. I understand. So
We want him to come back on the show,
No
Quimby.
hold
comment.
on, everybody's
Quimby.
laughing. We know that
Yeah,
was funny.
Uh-huh.
Polynesian food. Describe Polynesian food.
a lot of meat.
Attaboy.
Yeah. So a lot of pork. I love pork. Just a lot of meat. That's why
Barbacoa.
Barbacoa.
Yeah. Like it's just a lot of meat, a lot of spices, a lot of sauce.
It is, but it's a
But-
sweet spice. It's
Yeah.
not a you're going to the
Yeah.
you're running for a glass of milk spice.
No. Like it's sweet. But I think you guys should know this. Like my grandma's Polly, and she never taught my dad any of the cultural. I mean, he knows a lot more than I, but then my dad never taught me. So I know a little. I know like of our Polly culture, but like I don't speak Samoan. I don't.
We're
go
gonna
out of my
find out
way to
how
make
much
sapasui or
you
any
know
other-
about Polynesian culture when we
Uh-oh.
have our quiz on the
Uh-oh.
last segment.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
none.
and you're not.
I know what you mean by that. My dad is Colombian. I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Colombia. I've never been there. He never took us there. And it's
Mi español, amiga, es idiota.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah,
You say
you're
that
an
to me
idiot.
all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's great to be assimilated. I don't know how you feel about it. It's like, be nice to know a little bit,
Yeah, no,
share.
it's
I get why you
know,
did share.
I know
but it's
enough. Like I know enough about our culture, and I love our culture. But it's just never something that was always preached to me in my household. The first thing that was always preached to me is, follow God, and then figure out everything after that. So it was kind of like that, and then everything else, because everything else is really, it is what it is. You can't change it,
So back to food before we get to the Polynesian test and talk about your football career with the Philadelphia Eagles, because we only have 1 minute left in the segment. What is your pregame meal, Christian? What are you eating? If you're not eating breakfast normally for a 1 o'clock game, what are you doing?
Pasta, a big bowl
Energy.
of pasta. Yep.
Really?
Yep. That's my.
And
That's
what do you
fuel
what,
for fire, baby.
and
would
what are
just
you
sit in my
listening to?
stomach.
What are you listening to before you go on the field?
I listen to worship music.
There you go.
That's changed.
There
It's
he
cha-
is.
I used to listen to rap, all that, but I listen to worship music now.
Should listen to the Friar Place every Friday at noon.
They should listen to
I
that
should.
too.
To go from rap to worship is 180 degrees.
Well, there's Christian rap.
I don't know
too,
about that.
but
Oh, that's true. Oh, it was Christian rap.
yeah,
before?
like
Okay.
Lecrae, Tripoli.
Yeah, I don't listen to Christian rap, so obviously.
All
I
right,
thought
well,
you were talking about like 24-year-old rap.
considering the Christian element of this conversation, do not listen to this live read. Don't hang out alone in the man cave for football this season. Try hanging out at Cheerleaders with sexy entertainers, $4 domestic beers, Jameson specials, and
Great
awesome
timing.
game day prizes during all Sunday and Monday football games. That's right. Stop in before, during, or after the game, not only to see your favorite entertainers, but also your chance to win an awesome game day prize. The most epic game day experience is at Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, where champions play. Cheerleaders is open daily from noon until 2 a.m. Everybody, Green Legion Radio Player Show on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM, Philadelphia, here at Live Casino with number 53 Eagles linebacker Christian Elliss coming back for one more segment after this. Everybody, listen to the commercials, and we'll see you in a minute.
Spuds. When I first got saved,
Clear.
for
Thank you.
7 years, I couldn't listen to anything but Christian music.
How long?
I couldn't listen to Christian music.
You got 355.
Thanks.
I couldn't listen to anything but Christian music. It bothered
Stop yelling at me.
Hello.
That's a great pick.
I'm good. How are you?
How's it going with Glendale?
ESPN.
Really?
How you doing?
They dropped them 2 spots from 3rd to 5th. I'm sorry, we're 13-1. Kept it 1 and Yeah. We're second.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I turned that you're just there out of nowhere.
I know. I have no worries.
I did not mean
If we are in. I mean, I'll be nervous, getting it set up, but selling it, no problem. It's like if we're in, if we're a part of that, no worries selling it out. If it's another team, we just okay.
So we had to worry about
Yeah. Bad.
alumni party.
Well, say again?
Our alumni party ends now with
But no, I just mean you didn't say that. That's just me
Okay,
saying.
I was
No, that was that's us.
paid.
That's me clowning around. But I mean,
Is that
I gotta believe you're gonna win.
Yeah,
it's true. Saturday.
I said it, not him.
My family tuned in, and now they're texting me.
Are they listening?
Yeah. No, I'm not in trouble. They're all laughing at me.
Hey Christian.
Yeah.
This is the printout from the website, just so you see where they get it from. When you
See, they follow me from high school.
Oh, okay. They follow you.
Yeah. Okay.
They might get some of that stuff from like the combine, or
Yeah.
the pro day, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they sit down and talk to them.
How much time we have?
Yeah.
Minute 10.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Dude, thanks.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
I'm not afraid of that.
Yeah.
She messes up my grilled cheese sandwiches.
Oh, she'll take care of you. She got you. She
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm good.
Hey,
I'm good. Just be happy.
30 seconds.
Thanks.
Yeah.
She is.
She is. Yeah. No. It's
Christian,
it's a lot.
put you on the spot here, so be ready.
All right. Sounds good.
She's a C. We appreciate it.
Yeah. No. It's crazy.
It's probably a lot easier.
10, stand by.
Yes.
Oh.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
The Gambler, presented by Cure Auto Insurance.
You're up.
Sorry, I'm letting this song play out. All right, everybody. Green Legion Radio Players Show here on Fox Sports, The Gambler, 102.5 FM Philadelphia. Do not forget, we will be broadcasting the Fox Sports pregame show live from the Winston Athletic Association on 3rd Street in Northern Liberties this Saturday before the Cowboys game from 2 to 3 p.m. It's going to be drink specials from 1 to 4, $4 domestics, $5 Winston seltzers, $6 select vodka drinks. We have DJ Smooth performing from 3 to 8. We've got a lot going on. And the best part about it is Diaz won't be there.
Worst show ever.
Wow, Diaz, what's wrong?
Great. So, anyway, let's focus on our guest here because we only have him for a few more minutes. Everybody, Eagles linebacker number 53, Christian Elliss, with us still.
Let's talk about Christian this year and the impact that he's made.
Excuse me? Absolutely not. I have more important things to talk
All
about.
righty.
Oh no.
You can tell who's in charge.
Polynesian,
Can't
the
Christian,
Polynesian
Oh,
test.
yeah, man. I didn't work on this for nothing.
a little spoiled too.
All right, so you are a Samoan.
Someone. Yep.
All right, we got a quiz. Ready? 5 people. Here we go. I want to know what heritage the following celebrities are. Troy Polamalu.
Someone.
All right, good. Dwayne Johnson.
Someone.
Jason Momoa.
Ooh.
Hold on a second. You have to answer first, and if you are wrong, I will pass it to whoever wants to raise their hand.
I'm gonna keep the streak alive. Someone.
Nope. Next.
Thought he was related to The Rock.
Only in stature.
Dothraki?
Nope. Dothraki. Perfect. He is Dothraki. Finally, Diaz has something good to say. Sam's in the back. Spuds, any idea?
Egyptian.
No. That's not Polynesian.
Oh, not Polynesian. Oh, he's Polynesian.
Yeah.
Oh, it is
everybody's
Polynesian.
Polynesian.
Oh, okay.
Don't ask me. I don't know.
Native Hawaiian.
Oh, I was actually going to say Hawaii. Yeah.
That's my second guess
Yeah.
after Polish.
Polish. Oh.
Taika Waititi.
Tongan.
Huh?
Tongan.
No. Maora.
Oh.
I don't know what that is, but it's
I've never
Maora.
even heard of that.
That's probably a smaller island.
Tamora Morrison, better known as Boba Fett.
Ooh. Fijian.
Maora as well.
Oh.
I thought he was Australian.
Okay.
Nope.
Buddha baby.
Buddha baby. What year does Samoa declare its independence?
1893. 62.
Attaboy. See, I knew you were messing
Yes.
around.
Yeah.
I knew you knew
one.
that.
I knew that one. Yeah.
All right, how about this? This I'm not going to give you any help with. The two largest islands in Samoa.
Ooh, Sabili and gosh. I'm not sure.
Field goal.
Upola.
The U.
But you had it. The biggest island is. So I thought
That's
it was.
where my family's from.
Is it?
Sabili.
It's say. How do you pronounce it again?
Savili.
Savi. I thought it was Savai.
Savai.
Is it Savi?
I don't know.
All right.
That's a great question. See,
All right, but this is a fun
I'll
one
speak
for
for him.
The
everybody.
guy asking the questions doesn't even know the answers.
Excuse me.
That's how our show works here. Slash.
You should know the answers if you're going to ask the questions.
Who is buried high on Mount Vaea, V-A-E-A, on the island of Upolu?
No idea.
It's a good one.
I'm going to apologize, Christian. I'm sorry.
No. Hold on. There's an applicable reason for this because he was the author of Treasure Island.
Oh, Robert Louis Stevenson.
There we go. Who spent his last 4 years on the islands of Samoa and was buried high on that one.
Great
Good for
radio.
him.
Great,
Sorry.
great job.
Can we go back to fishing?
Yes,
talk
go
about
back to
football?
fishing. Dave, go ahead.
I just want to talk about Christian. So Christian signed by the Vikings 2021, comes to the Eagles last year. A litany of transactions. It is a testament. No, I mean, look, it's a testament to somebody who wants to be in the NFL for many, many, many years. And to get there, sometimes you got to take a really long path. Saw you last year at the end of the season against the Dallas Cowboys. You played very, very well. You come back this year, practice squad most of the year, elevated for Tennessee, the Giants, and the Bears. Immediate impact on defense, immediate impact on special teams. Where do you feel you are, Christian? And can you kind of just explain to everybody just how difficult it is to kind of just feel secure in the league?
So, yeah, I wouldn't say I still feel secure. I think I have a home here in Philadelphia. I really like Howie. I really like our team. There's not another organization that I'd rather play for. But shoot, what was it?
That was good. No, that was great.
Yeah, no, I got distracted.
How tough it is?
How tough is it to make that step?
Oh, it's exhausting more for my family, I would say, than me. And then it is exhausting for me too. Just never knowing where you're going to end up. You're back and forth between. I think I was in San Francisco for a little bit last year. I was in Minnesota to start. I was working out for Titans.
Well, feel better about the fact that you're no longer in Minnesota.
Amen. Amen. I was working out for the Titans. I was doing all these things, and and some of them were just workouts. They wouldn't even give me a chance on practice squad. And so it's just, to see the way God's moved my life and just to have the opportunity to play and just throw my body in there and hit somebody. It's just been a blessing.
I don't want to get hit by you. I'm not gonna lie.
And all the bouncing around you did over the last couple of years. What was your father saying to you? He's first round draft choice.
Yep.
You're bouncing around a little bit, not really sticking, not really staying. What was he saying to you?
He just said God has a plan for you. He's been such a big influence in my life, and he's been a huge motivator for me. And I love him to death. And he's just been a huge motivator. He's always had my back and just tell me, "You got this. You got this.
Nice.
Go dominate.
Nice.
Go dominate. Go put a show out."
Yeah, good.
We did a show. Well, we do a show here every Tuesday at Live Casino at 8 p.m. But a few weeks back, there was we're trying to pick little holes in the team, and they're pretty solid all around. And we were picking on special teams. We asked Dave, "Hey, Dave, what's going on with special teams?" Dave said, "It's week whatever it was, week 14, 13. What are we going to do here?" Well, the answer was to elevate Christian Elliss from the practice squad to the roster. Because, as a fan, I don't know everything about special teams. I don't know every single play you're running and what your assignments are. But you're making plays out there. And the weakness of the team has been shored up. Since there's some other changes too, but since you're elevated here, I know you got one more, what do you call it? Elevation or
Standard elevation.
Yeah, standard elevation here. So, I'm not Howie. I don't make the choices, but I think you got a great role here on the team. We're happy to have you. It's been a big change since you've been.
I want to end Christian's time here the right way and have him give a shout out to the true MVP of his life, because when you look at all of these transactions, all right, it's moving around, it's uncertainty, it's I'm sure a lot of emotional turmoil. That your wife has to be your rock.
Yes.
Right? How important has she been in your life?
She's been the most important person. Met her in college, and ever since then, just fell in love. Had our ups and downs, but she's been by my side ever since. And we take it day by day. She's always there, and she always supports me.
And says, Christian, you go out and pursue your dream. I believe in you 100%. You're going to get there.
Yeah, all the time.
Well, if I could squeeze this last question in here. You've been around with the team here for a couple of years. This is Dallas week.
Dallas.
So has any of this in the city kind of rubbed off to you on how we feel about this matchup? And with that in mind, I think you're going to have a great game on Saturday. And this is why. Because you're on this show right here, something that you're not aware of, but it's called the Green Legion Radio Bump. All right. So what happens here, and I don't know what it is. It's it's God's will, I guess, because it's not scientific at all. But every time we have a player guest on the show, something happens good for them that week. Now I don't know if it's going to be a forced fumble on special teams.
Diaz, get to the point.
A key block. So you make that play. You find Dave in the locker room after the game. Everyone's going to be celebrating because we're going to clinch the number one overall seed. You get Quimby's car for a week. For a week. Nice Mercedes.
He's got a nice Mercedes.
Get to drive your family around for a little bit. I don't know if I'm assuming that there's the car hooks in the back. We'll figure that out later.
Okay.
Anyway, let him go.
I have one last question, and I can't believe we didn't ask the question. So who's playing quarterback on Saturday?
You're going to get that for the second hour, Dave.
Excellent. Christian.
See, he's coached up so well, he didn't even answer.
I'm not going to.
Next question.
Christian, thank you, sir,
No, thank
for
you,
being
guys.
here.
Thank you.
Excellent
Fantastic.
guest.
Thank you.
Excellent guest.
You're always welcome back. Thanks so much.
Yeah, anytime.
I appreciate it.
Anytime. You guys, we're going to take a few photos with Christian here
Idaho
at
Potato
top
Bowl.
of the air, the Potato Bowl. What's going on?
It's a replay.
All right. Everybody,
It
Green
wasn't
Legion.
in today's paper, Quimby.
Green Legion Radio Players Show. I am going to kick your ass in the break. Straight up. Green Legion Radio Players Show here at Live Casino and on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM Philadelphia with Christian Elliss, Philadelphia Eagles linebacker. Brother, health and happiness to you regardless of what you're doing.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, too.
Appreciate
Yes,
you being
happy
here.
holidays.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
You guys, we'll be back top of the hour when I roast Dave for play calling. See you in a minute.
with one of
You're clear.
America. Banking with Capital
How
One
long
is
is
the
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
cool. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or
You take
minimums
the
on checking and
commercials out.
savings accounts, is it even a decision?
The bowels of Soldier Field, whatever, and he saw them. Yeah.
Italian cookies.
They're good.
Sam made it.
Oh yeah, they're really good.
Like anise. Or we call them
Give me one.
like a licorice. Oh. Oh, try.
What we got? Else? Dave, can we pass these out?
Yeah.
Sam made them for Dave. Did you get it? Did you get them? Something of Eddie Pizzell's? They got me still another hour left.
Yeah, I'm like really on my gym like,
You're like, I'm like,
yeah.
shit.
I don't think people realize that I didn't know much about it, but now I am. Yeah.
How much time?
Minute 15.
You're a minute 15.
Okay.
Line change from 10 to 1 a.m. after this?
No.
All right.
$30.
For Villanova basketball is WDAS and WD273D, Fox Sports Radio Philadelphia. Broadcasting from the Top Dog Law Studio. Get top dollar for your accident at TopDogLaw.com. That's TopDogLaw.com. We are 102.5 FM, The Gambler.
You're up.
All right, everybody. Green Legion Radio Players Show from Live Casino, South Philadelphia, here on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM, Philadelphia. What do you got?
I just watched Diaz dancing. It was like the Mummers Parade starting.
Well, he's Bourbon Diaz now.
Yeah.
He's
The
Bourbon
players
Diaz now.
off the show. It's time for some bourbon.
Oh, that's all right.
Yikes.
It's all right. Who's stepping up to the plate? in the empty chair?
Sam will be here after
Sam.
she.
I don't know. I think Lauren should do it.
Yeah, Lauren, why don't you get on the mic?
I know, Lauren. Get up there. Let's go. She's
Whomever.
gonna get up there and just go like this. It's all right. So anyway,
Play
I
calling.
have a great story I have to tell you guys.
Okay.
We'll be the judge of that.
Oh, it's a fantastic story, and I can't post it on social media, but I'll talk about it here.
Lauren, you'll be the judge if this is a great story.
If they can't go on social media, I don't think you should say it here either.
Doesn't matter if he did post it on social media. Lauren, do you ever look at Facebook?
No.
Anyway,
Quimby's AOL account.
Thank you.
I do know what that is. Adults online.
so at the Chicago game this Sunday, yep, there she is escorting Christian Elliss. Once again, appreciate you being here, bro. So, Eric Bayless, our good friend in Chicago,
Big Onion Tavern Group.
Big Onion Tavern Group, Hopsmith, Fat Pour are locations for all of our activities. He happened to have a couple extra tickets to a box, which, by the way, I felt really guilty for about 30 seconds not being out in the cold with everybody else.
You would have just left the game.
I would have. I'd have been out by the first quarter.
Yeah, you would have marched everyone in and said later.
Marched in. Hey, everybody, you good? See you later. All right. But it happened to be the box next to the visiting owner's box. So, as we saw, Howie, Mr. Laurie, right next to us. And, everybody says, you got to know how to act, which, is very difficult for me, as we all know. But didn't do anything, just having fun. So we're sitting in a certain, alignment here. We have Eric's 7-year-old son, Luke, who's more football knowledgeable than I am.
That's not a high bar.
Anyway, so I was prepared to mute you on that. And he's sitting next to the glass, the closest you can be. It's the middle of the third quarter, maybe getting a little bit towards the end. And I'm like, all right, that's it. It was Luke, and there was Captain Debs, and it was me. And it wasn't working. This setup wasn't working. I go, all right, let's go. Get up. Luke, switch seats with me. If this doesn't work, we're switching again. Right. All of a sudden, we start playing well. And at 2:57 Central Time, I get a text message from Don Smolensky. And it simply says, good move for good juju, switching seats.
That's great stuff.
And I'm like,
they're fans too.
You saw that?
They run the team.
You saw that?
They're still fans too.
Yeah.
That is a good story.
Why can't you post that on social media?
I don't want to play.
You don't want to tell everyone that you were sitting in a box while your clients were freezing their butts off in the.
Pretty much.
Hobnobbing with Jeffrey and Howie and John and Mr.
Dave's down on the field,
Yeah.
freezing his face
I was in a press box. It was no way I was going to be on the field. No way I was. It was ridiculous.
Right.
Ridiculous.
All right. Well, let's get into that.
All right. Let's talk about
Dave?
it.
Obviously, let's discuss the injury.
Go for it.
I don't think it's that much to talk about. I think we all know Minshew's a capable quarterback.
We don't know who's playing on Saturday.
Listen, what I'm saying is I don't see any reason if Jalen has a bit of a tweak, rest him. Don't need to be out there. We're going to get to whether or not his shoulder was hurt before this game because wondering about that. He was a little inaccurate.
It was not.
For 360 yards or whatever last game.
318 against Bears, 376 total yards. He got hurt late in the third quarter.
First of all, let's thank one particular organization for allowing us to not have to really worry about too much. Thank you, Doug Peterson and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
It's totally the truth.
Trevor Lawrence looks like a stud.
He is sexy. I know you think that. So
that hair.
Dallas Goedert back this week. Agreed?
Elevated today. Yep.
So I believe that's Gardner Minshew's favorite target, and we only know that from one game, and that was in the Meadowlands against the Jets. last year, but threw to him for 2 touchdowns and 160 yards. So are we worried about this? Dave, talk about this.
Well, let me just say this
Yeah,
first.
tell us what you know.
Jalen was not injured prior to the game. He got hurt in the third quarter. He completed, I think, 7 out of 10 passes after that.
106 yards or something.
Threw
like
a dime to A.J. Brown down the right sideline. Came back with a little slant pass, 2-minute warning, sealed the game. Ran, I think, 4 times, 11 yards, touchdown, kneel down, 2 kneel downs. And so he played through the pain. And he had an X-ray after the game. Everything's negative. Everything's clean. It is a shoulder sprain. It is considered a mild injury. And honestly, I genuinely do not believe that they are ruling him out, because things can heal quickly. And if he's fine, if he's healthy enough to play, he will play on Saturday.
If he's healthy enough to play, yes, he will play Saturday. And I don't see anything changing about that. He did not go into the tent when he was injured. He did not stop playing. He came back out.
And he kept throwing the ball.
Kept throwing the ball and throwing the ball with accuracy. So I don't see it being a big deal. Everybody's concerned about, hurting him or him injuring himself worse than what it already is. At this point in the season, everybody's got something wrong with them. Everybody's playing with some kind of pain, some kind of tweak, some kind of something going on.
I agree.
Now, if this were a game that was win or go home, I mean, I don't know, would that change the equation? Would he absolutely 100% play? I don't know. It doesn't matter that the Eagles have a 3-game lead in the division and the magic number is 1 to clinch the NFC. I don't know.
Magic number is not 1 to clinch the NFC. Magic number was 1 to clinch everything.
No, it clinches
NFC.
NFC.
The NFC. Yeah.
Oh, NFC.
Yeah, which is the home field
Sorry,
advantage.
I'm thinking East. Yeah, sorry.
Home field advantage.
Yeah.
We got to win one more game.
I actually go ahead, Diaz.
Well, I'm going to move to the second part of this injury, and I think everyone can agree. And then there's some, mixed signals and noise. And is this a ruse, or he's hurt? If this game was the last game of the year and it meant the bye, he would play. But it's more like, what are you guys doing out there to put him in the situation where it would be a risk? And I think that's what everyone's really kind of freaking out about.
Excellent, Diaz. Which is the segue where I want to ask Dave.
Yes.
Yeah, Dave. Come on.
All right. This is the tough question, and honestly, there has been no reason to actually scrutinize coaching this entire season up until this game. Why is your 1,000-yard receiver, Miles Sanders,
running
back.
rusher?
What I say?
Receiver.
Why is your
we have receivers and rushers?
You got the R right.
Oh my God! Shut the hell up! I'm drunk. I got it.
Stop
Why do you
drinking.
think I do this? No.
Stop drinking.
We talk about this at the beginning of the show. Crack a beer.
About how
do
much
a
you
shot. Leave me alone. Dave, why is your 1,000-yard rusher only getting his 4th carry in the 4th quarter? I guess look, I get it. Your biggest weapon on this team is Jalen Hurts from every standpoint, but I'm wondering why Miles Sanders wasn't used a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I think Nick had been asked that question. That's the game plan they came together with. The one thing I will defend, and I want everybody to really understand this, there were two designed called Jalen Hurts runs. The rest of them were zone reads that he decided to keep the football. And
17 carries.
Listen,
that's a lot.
Football.
I watched.
That's too much.
I watched the game again, and I made an observation that I haven't heard anybody mention as of yet. Like you said, there were 2 designed runs for Jalen. The RPOs that Jalen was running, what the Bears defense did was they took away the option of the running back. So they would crash down on the running back and force Jalen to keep the ball and then punish him when he ran the ball. I don't know why. I don't know why.
We don't know that from an armchair quarterback standpoint.
You look at, well, I know it from observation.
Thank you.
That's my observation. And punish him when he. I don't know why other defenses haven't been doing that.
Well, they might now.
They're going to do that now.
By the way, real fast, I would like to know where your
white
snake pin is.
My what?
White snake?
I don't know.
Here we go again on
What
our
is
own.
he talking about?
On his
Oh my
denim
gosh.
jacket. Come on.
Wow, that
Keep going.
have another.
You lost everybody. Yeah, stop drinking.
Another Jameson, please.
Irv, you say that the Bears prevented him from handing.
Right,
What did they do?
They crashed. Well, Jalen's when he's doing the RPO, he's watching the defensive end. If the defensive end crashes down as he fakes to the back, he keeps the ball and runs around the outside.
Well, why does everything have to be between the guards then? Can't you do a little misdirection outside with Sanders?
Well, they can do that. But
Absolutely, they could.
Absolutely, yeah. But what they were doing was they were taking away the option of handing the ball off to the back, and they were forcing Jalen to keep the ball. And Jalen chose obviously to run the ball rather than maybe to pass it. Because he has the option of passing as well. And when he does that, they tackle him as hard as he can. And understand this too: when a quarterback is running the ball, if he doesn't slide when he's down the field, if he goes head first, all bets are off. All those the little things they give him when they're in the pocket or when they slide, all of the little pluses they get, I guess.
Yeah,
that's off. Yeah. You can hit him as hard as you want to, just like he's a back or just like he's a receiver, if he goes head first and does not surrender himself. So that's what was happening, and that's why a penalty wasn't thrown on that play where the defensive lineman landed on top of his shoulder.
Then do you think in the game plan, Dave, should they maybe do a little less option and do a little bit more, running back developed plays where Jalen has to hand it off instead of putting it in his hands every play?
That's the answer.
So you guys, that all sounds great, right? Nobody's complaining when the Eagles are scoring 35 points, 40 points a game, 48 points a game, and Jalen's running for 150, and the Eagles are running for 235 yards. Nobody's complaining about that. The only reason people are complaining now is because Jalen's hurt. Well, you can't have it both ways.
Right.
So
I'm not complaining about Jalen being hurt.
I'm not either.
100%. No.
The Eagle had Jalen. Look, I understand everybody wants Miles.
Hold on,
to get touches.
no.
Miles not getting touches is the issue.
You said 2 years ago when we started the show that Miles is going to be one of the best running backs in the league. And I believe all of us agree with you now.
Yeah, and I think A.J. Brown's one of the best receivers in the league, but sometimes he only gets 3 targets.
Hold on a second. And I know the Bears' pass defense is atrocious, and that was one of what they were trying to exploit. At the same time,
well, they did.
At the same time, I don't know. I feel like 4 carries up until the fourth quarter for your 1,000-yard rusher is not enough.
Well, you have to call more plays that are designed to hand the ball off to the running back and less RPOs, particularly if you notice what the defense is doing.
When the temperature is below freezing and that ball is a solid rock. Period.
Well, yeah.
All right, when it's cold, you're supposed to run the ball more.
Well, they proved that wrong because he threw for 315 yards.
I get it. They still won. But in all fairness, when your quarterback has 7 more carries than your running back, 17-10, I feel like there's something off there.
I gave you the answer.
Hey, listen, hold on a second. Ready?
Didn't I give you the answer?
This is the only thing I've had the ability to complain about.
Stop
for a bunch of weeks. So leave me alone. All right?
I gave you the answer.
Well, the answer. Well, what the fans answer, and
I gave you the answer.
It is. You're right.
Because the same thing's going to happen this week against the Cowboys. The Cowboys, if they run a lot of RPOs like the Eagles normally do, the Cowboys are going to take that option away from Jalen and make him run the ball or pass it.
And Jalen's a really effective runner. I from us as fans, and we're sitting, in our couches warm, not in the elements,
or the suite.
He's got to make that tackle.
We're at a game here where the kickers are, the opposing kicker is telling the coach, hey, like I don't have this 50-yard attempt because of the wind. Jalen said that his hands were frozen in the first quarter. And we're throwing the ball all over when the strength of the team, everyone agrees with. We have an MVP, but the offensive line and, 33 attempts, rushing attempts, and 15 of them are the RPO that Jalen ends up running. It's just the balance. We talk about run-pass balance. It's more like you could just call plays for Miles Sanders and let him run the ball.
Right.
You know,
That's the answer.
You're still gonna run right over these guys. You're gonna control the clock. You're hopefully reduce the turnovers
from under center too, maybe.
And hopefully it's a lesson learned. I think he'll be okay. Who knows who starts on Saturday? But either way, we're going to lose from this because it's either.
All right, good. Let's keep moving on.
All right.
So you have Anthony Harris that doesn't get elevated. You have Reed Blankenship. You have CJ DJ who is injured, and all of a sudden, Kayvon Wallace is the man.
Yeah, he played well.
Played very well. Let's highlight that, which we should. 9 tackles leading the team, including a closing of the gap on Justin Fields when he was trying to turn the corner on that 3rd and 3 play.
Yeah.
I don't know where he came out of, and it was like a bullet.
These guys got coached up some point during the year because they're tackling a lot stronger now.
God. Well, he didn't. No, Kayvon didn't tackle Justin at all. He just made sure he didn't have any angle to turn upfield, and then eventually that turned into a 4th and 2 that they tried to convert and did not.
This is what happens when you have a really good football team and you go, all right, I have to live up to the same standard as everybody around me. And Kayvon took that moment very seriously. He knew that this was going to be his game to start, and he had not been kind of really playing to the level, right, of where he wanted to. 4th-round draft pick for 2 years. Reed Blankenship moves in front of him. So this is his chance to start. And we talked about it before the game. We talked about it after the game.
He was pissed.
He wasn't pissed. He took it as a moment where he really had to prove himself to his teammates, to his coaches, that they could trust him. And I think everybody came out of that game. He had 8 tackles. 9 tackles. 8 solos. Feeling like they could trust him. And I think that's really important for a player.
Including a tackle for a loss.
And it was a big one. Early on, Fields breaks the pocket, goes to the sidelines, and Kayvon comes up, fills it really quickly, and pushes him out of bounds. It was a huge play. So, again, the depth on this team. And I think that's if no matter who's ever hurt, you kind of look at this team and you go, this team is really, really deep, and everybody who's been called on to play has responded and done a great job, and that's why the Eagles are 13-1, and that's why this team, potentially, I mean, the roster, I'm not sure there's a better roster in the NFL.
I agree with you. We're going to continue to talk about that when we come back. What do we have? Party with Dorinda on New Year's Eve here at Live Casino. Saturday, December 31st, Dorinda medley from the Real Housewives of New York City. Best of the Eagles tribute band, Friday, January 20th. Excellent. Nothing better than the Eagles and an Eagles tribute band. Bobby Collins, Saturday, February 18th, here at Live Casino. Guys, this is the Green Legion Radio Player Show on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM Philadelphia. Obviously at Live Casino in South Philadelphia. We'll be back right after this.
Is it getting clear? Mercy.
Thank you.
I bet it's like, what are they
How long?
It's like free. It's freezing cool.
3:30.
What's that mean? Stretch zone. There's a stretch. They do like assisted stretches. Yeah, they stretch you all up. They're all over. And I'm getting there stretched one day, and some guy walked. We have mats on. I am talking. I'm like, that sounds like Dave. Like, Dave, what's up? Like, hey, what's going on?
So where's the stretch zone? Where's it at?
There's locations. The one that I saw him, it's in Haverford. Haverford, yeah. It's like 30. Matters how many sessions you buy. But I bought like 10 for $35 a session. You just schedule it when you need it. It's like they strap you at a table. Like you say, like I want to get this. They have you're strapped down, and they're like. I mean, they're all trained. They're all like kinesiology students and stuff like that. It's fucking great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He says great.
Oh, it's awesome, man. It's so good. You walk out and they're like, okay, with me, I get hit my hips, my lower back, and my hamstrings just tighten up. And you go there, and it's like you feel I feel brand new. It's
wow.
Yeah.
Almost like going to the chiropractor.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, what I try and do. My chiropractor's in Conshohocken, and then I go there. So I'll do
my chiropractor, and then 30 minutes later schedule them. So I get the chiropractor, drive right over there, and then they stretch me out. That's like my
Wow. How often do you do that?
I like to do it more often. What's good is the longer it goes, it means I feel okay. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if perfect schedule, like no baby, no job, no this shit.
Right.
I would go once a month. You know. Okay. Now what they do is like, we recommend in the beginning just go 2 or 3 times a week.
Because they want to get the money.
Yeah.
When we moved over.
But like once a week, I would. In a perfect world, I would do it once a week, and then I would do Cairo every other until I get like my body right, Because as you know, I was a Division I athlete at one time. Now I got a couple LBs.
So they have stretch zones in New Jersey.
They might. I'll next time I can add. I mean, I know that they're all like. I know they did one in South Philly. They were doing one in Fishtown. They have one in up Bucks County somewhere, but they're all like Malvern, Devon, Haverford. They're kind of like up Exton, kind of up the main line there. I don't know about Jersey, but it's great. I mean,
so that sounds pretty cool.
They
like
have
something I would try.
Yeah.
Something over my way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to travel all the way over here.
Yeah. You don't need to do that. But they do have a competitor, and I forget. It's called like not Retro Fitness or something.
Retro is a gym.
Gym. Yeah. It's something. It begins with an R. But what that place has is assisted stretching and cryo. I've never done cryo. You ever done cryo?
I've never heard of it. What is it?
Oh, it's like
How much time?
it's like a deep freeze.
Got 30 seconds.
You walk into it,
We have a lot of shit.
and it flows like sub-zero air. It's just like a
Sub-Zero. Now, please.
Stand by with your personal attorney choice. Top Dog Law gets the job done. Get top dollar for your accident at topdoglaw.com. Once again, topdoglaw.com.
The Gambler, presented by Cure Auto Insurance.
You're up.
All right, Green Legion Radio Player Show on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM, Philadelphia. Broadcasting from Live Casino in South Philadelphia. Rated best casino in Pennsylvania. Everybody make sure you stop by. We're here every Tuesday from 8 to 10. We always have a new and excellent Philadelphia Eagle from 8 to 9 on Tuesdays.
Did everybody miss Christian Elliss tell us who the starting quarterback will be?
He said they were.
He said you were going to tell us.
You were going to tell us, yeah.
You did?
Yes.
So, observations continued about Sunday. Devontae Smith,
Player of the game.
my God, is this guy not
Player of the game.
Is this guy not the best sideline receiver in the league? He is catching everything.
Go ahead.
I'm watching the game, and when watching the national championship game, when he had 8 catches for 300 yards and 5 touchdowns in the first half, whatever. And I'm like, how does this guy do that? I was pointing at me. Look at this guy. He looks like a praying mantis out there.
And the biggest, he's got quadruple doink from Toronto.
Kawhi Leonard.
Leonard. He's got Kawhi Leonard hands.
It's just amazing that a guy that's built like that, and he just slices through the defense, and he catches everything. You just throw it up to him. He catches everything, and he knows exactly where he is on the field, exactly where he's got to get his feet down all the time. He's a true number one. We have 2 number 1 receivers, and they're
1A,
and they're such a perfect blend. They catch everything. But you got the power guy, you got
everything.
Skinny Batman.
Yeah, no, they don't catch everything.
They don't catch everything. I saw a few drops.
Okay. All right.
Hold on a second. You were a little pissed off about that, or happy about it. What was it?
What about what?
He doesn't drop as much as
everything.
AJ.
No, I'm just smiling because I'm just happy to be here. That's all. I'm just smiling. Just happy to be here.
But it's just he's
he is
weird body. And
I have a couple of observations. He is my player of the game. He had over 100 yards in the first half. He was the first half.
Pick six,
$6, no change. That's what I call him. Number 6, $6, no change. But in that third quarter, he lined up on the right side of the formation, then shifted to the left side of the formation. Then when the ball was snapped, he came back and became a lead blocker for Miles Sanders. He stiff-armed the defensive end a little bit, then went and got a second blocker, and Miles Sanders got his longest run of the day. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see?
One thing I think about Devontae that's kind of overlooked is he's a really physical player,
right?
And he doesn't get hit. Why, Irv?
Because he's slippery. He knows where he is as
Was it slippery or slickery?
Slippery.
Slippery.
Slippery. He knows where he is. He knows how to control his body. And this observation from last week, the Giants game, that cat is fearless.
None.
That catch that he made on the 4th and 7 for a touchdown in the 80s.
He was about to get jacked up.
In the 80s, he would have been on his way to the hospital. He knew that safety was coming. He didn't flinch. And it caught the ball and went into the end zone. He's a fearless cat, too. I love him. Player of the game. Player of the game.
More than AJ.
Yes, more than AJ.
Who had what?
181, 9 catches, 16 targets.
16 targets,
a
yeah.
68-yard catch down the right sideline, which I thought was the key play of the game.
It might have been, but
I mean, Devontae did start the offense going. The offense was sluggish.
He was the
and
first
then he had
half.
the big,
He was the whole first half.
Then he had a big 38-yard catch.
Let's move on to the other side.
And one more.
That's it.
I'm
going
third
through my
quarter,
notes.
leading to their first score. They were down at the end zone, back on the 8-yard line. He caught a little quick bubble screen and got the first down and got us going.
All right, let's talk about the stud on the other side. Josh Sweat is out of his collective mind.
There's another one too
right now. Now has career high 9.5 sacks in a season. He's turning out to be, by the way, the best bargain in defensive ends, which you don't want to say for him to hear it, but that 4-year, $46 million deal that Howie signed him to, are you kidding me?
Is that a bargain?
This guy is out of his mind.
Okay.
Not only did he have 2 sacks, he had 3 tackles for a loss. This guy is everywhere. And with depleted defensive ends on our team playing more time than he should, there is no empty on his tank. Dave.
I wouldn't be surprised if Josh is the highest rated defensive lineman on the team. He's been that good. He has been great against the run. He's technically sound. You know, he and I have talked a lot here in the last couple of weeks for some reason, and he says he's playing the best football of his life. He feels like he's in the zone. He used to just kind of line up wide and beat you with speed, and beat you with that long arm and his bend. He's got really long arms, just an incredible body.
John Harris.
But Josh Sweat was the number 1 rated high school player in the country. He got hit.
I was saying this to my wife.
He got hurt in a high school game on an extra point. He planted his foot, blocking an extra point, and his teammate crashed into him, and his leg broke in half. The bottom of his the kneecap. It came out of the kneecap. What's the bottom? The fibula came out of his kneecap and did a right angle, and somehow there was no ligament damage. They popped it back in, and he was back on the field.
Went back on the field.
In months, not immediately, but it didn't ruin his career. So it's taken him some time. But yeah, he's an outstanding defensive end right now.
Didn't he get hurt in college too? Because he was the number 1 rated player.
I think he hurt. I think he hurt that again, a little ligament damage, but nothing significant. And then he hurt an ankle last year. No, he had the spleen last year, and he had an ankle. I think
he was drafted in 2020.
He was drafted in 2018. With Mailata, that
was 2019.
So 2018 it was Josh Sweat. It was Mailata, Maddox, because they signed and Goddard, all 4 of those guys. Mailata, Maddox, Goddard, Sweat. They signed all 4 of them to extensions last year, and everybody goes, wow, that draft sucked. Well, now look at the draft. It's a really good draft.
Howie does his best work at the end of the draft. He really does. I mean,
hey man, Miles Sanders the way Miles has played. What was that? 2019, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a prize from the 2019 draft, which there's not a lot of good stuff still left from that draft, but Miles makes it a lot better.
All right, moving on. Dave,
More
next
Quimby?
question. No, next question. Again.
This is your interrogation, Dave.
No.
We're getting bogged down.
I brought him cookies. So
Hey,
he
we're
should-
third. Yeah, thank you, Sam. They were great. They are great.
Javon Hargrave is making more money this season than anybody else on the defense. He is also at 10 sacks, 9 tackles for a loss, 50 tackles. Pretty impressive for that tackle position. If you're the GM of this team moving forward, are you trying to re-sign him next year?
I mean, I'm trying to re-sign all of them, but the list of free agents is unbelievable.
Yeah, they got to be this year. Yeah.
It's CJ Gardner-Johnson. It's Bradbury. It's TJ Edwards. It's Kaiser White. It's Hargrave, Fletch.
But you also have
BG,
what is
Brandon Graham.
probably about $88 million. You have a $68 million coming off the books.
You got a quarterback.
You have a quarterback who's not in the final year of his contract, but you want to sign him because you get him cheaper if you do it the year before, which Howie has been brilliant doing. But you're right. There's $68 million coming off the books on the final year or mercenary contract list. And if you include the increase in salary cap based on NFL profit loss, it's about $88 million. Are you re-signing Javon Hargrave? Because I am trying to.
I'm trying to. Yeah. I don't ever want a great defensive tackle to walk, and I think he's a great defensive tackle.
I hope. Well, it seems like this is going this way, and this is my idea. I don't know if this is true, but normally around this time, Howie does like to make these extensions. Hey, we're investing in this guy and this guy. But with 60% of the starting defense is up for renegotiation or up for a new contract, and your MVP caliber quarterback
and your center and Miles.
He hasn't said anything publicly, but it'd be nice to say, hey guys, we're winning the Super Bowl this year. Let's go after it. We're going to do all deals after that. We don't want to have to deal with Kaiser getting a contract and not TJ Edwards getting a contract or this guy or that guy. Let's keep it all off. Let's focus on this year, and we'll get it done
This
in the
week
offseason.
and next week is when the budgets start getting looked at. So
Right. Well, you also push that money into 2023. So, I don't really worry about the cap because there's two different things. There's the salary cap,
cash,
and then there's cash spent.
Right.
And you can always manipulate the salary cap, and then it comes down to how much cash does Jeffrey want to spend, and he always spends a lot of cash. I just don't know how much cash there is to spend. When you're talking hundreds of millions, you're talking. If you want to sign all of those guys, it's going to cost way over $100 million.
My playoff tickets are expensive, Dave.
Thanks for your business. Thank you. Thank you all for your business.
And the Green Legion fills
JD
up.
Filippo, thanks for your business, buddy.
The Green Legion fills up all these road stadiums, and I know you get I know the team gets a little cut.
So anyway, I want to ask about
merchandise sales this year. Unbelievable.
I want to ask about Sayamalu. It's a question that I think everybody wants to know. Why is he always turning around?
So he's turning around to tap the center, and that's your silent count.
All right, silent count. But every time he turns around,
the defensive
it's
moves.
an indicator that we're getting snapped. So there is no.
They changed it up, though.
They changed it up, and nobody's really timed it up yet.
Yeah, they
nobody's
changed
jumped it.
I mean, he taps him, but Kelsey doesn't always automatically snap the ball. He waits sometimes. Sometimes he'll snap it right away. Sometimes he'll wait 1, 2, 3 counts, then he'll snap it.
You want to change up the cadence, vary the cadence, so that the defense doesn't anticipate that.
A great Charlie Sheen movie, by the way.
Great question, Quimby.
They got him to jump off sides. They got the first down.
Yeah, hold on. And we got a Landon Dickerson.
He always does it.
Shooter McGavin, rapid fire.
You didn't mention Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That cat.
Excuse me.
That cat.
Excuse me.
That cat is balling.
We have 20 more minutes. Did you not think it's on my list?
I don't know what you got.
Well,
on
I
your
thought you
list.
would go in order. Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, right down the line.
No flip.
Hassan Reddick. Here we go.
Defensive player of the game.
12 tackles on the season.
Yeah.
12 sacks on the season.
3 years in a row, 10 double-digit sacks.
Three different
teams.
He won that game for them on Sunday.
Yeah, he was a freak.
By the way, and he missed that one
because he got he got held.
But he got held.
He got held. Yes, he would have had 4 sacks.
That guy is out of his mind completely. Dave,
unstoppable.
Talk about him in the locker room. I mean, you have to know.
He's great in the locker room.
Excellent. Good. Moving on.
Let me clip
You know what I like about this defensive line?
Tell us, Quimby.
Fletcher, 6 sacks. BG, 8.5. Sweat, 9.5. Hargrave, 10. Reddick, 12.
They lead
Those
the league
are the
in
5
sacks.
guys that you want to perform. And with the exception of a small disparity between Fletcher and BG with 2.5 sacks, it's pretty equally distributed, which means every single one of them are deadly.
Yeah, and you really can't key on anybody.
Right,
And
yeah.
I remember back in the days of the Giants and their great pass rush with Tuck and Strahan and Umanura. And who else did they have? They had like a couple of other guys. And talking to Marty Morningweg about it, he was like, you can always account for one great pass rusher. You can account sometimes for 2. But when you get into 3 and 4 pass rushers, it's really hard to account for that. And that's what the Eagles have right now. They're bringing 3 and 4 guys who are, and without blitzing, who are capable of winning one-on-one battles.
They were running simple games. It was just a simple twist, and for whatever reason, the Chicago Bears offensive line was not able to adjust. It was just a simple twist between the end and the tackle. They were doing it over and over again and still getting to the quarterback.
I think it's amazing the stat that was repeated after the game. This is the first time in Eagles history, 3 games in a row of 6 sacks or more. And you think of like the gangrene defense, of the late 80s, 90s with Reggie and Clyde and Jerome, and then the B-Dawk and Trotter and Hugh and Corey Simon and our good friend Tank. How did is this the greatest Eagles defense that we've had? And it's wild.
You know what it
They're
is?
first in a lot of categories.
You know what it is? It's just now fun to watch the defense again. And we've only had 3 of those moments in my history, which is right now.
Long time, yeah.
You're off again.
The 48 defense.
You're off too.
And the 6.
All right. No, we're talking about the gangrene defense. We're talking about the defense that got us to a Super Bowl in the early 2000s. And we're talking about this defense now, and it needed to come back because you know what? People from Philadelphia love watching heads get knocked. And you don't see that on defense or on offense. You see it on defense. Anyway, here at Live Casino, new members play $500 on them. Sign up for Live Rewards at Live Rewards Desk as a new member, and they will rebate your losses on your first trip up to $500. Must be 21 or older. Visit livecasinophilly.com for details. Park for free on game days. Gold card members and above receive free parking on Eagles game days. Classic card members get reimbursed in free slot play for the parking fee. Naughty or nice drawing. Earn entries beginning Thursday, December 1st through Sunday, December 25th for your chance to win a share of $60,000 in prizes or the grand prize of a BMW X3. Again, visit livecasinophilly.com. This is the Green Legion Radio Player Show on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM Philadelphia, here at Live Casino in South Philadelphia. We'll be back right after this.
Clear, NBA analyst for the Brooklyn Nets, and I have a new podcast called NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll be joined by one of the top NBA writers to discuss their latest stories, features, and up-to-the-minute news.
Rainbow! That, my friends, is Luka Magic!
Check out NBA Pulse with Sarah Kustok on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
BetParks is all about football. The BetParks Sportsbook app hooks you up every weekend with special promos on college football Saturdays and pro football Sundays. Every Saturday, BetParks offers a special half the spread promo on one select college football.
Thanks. Yeah. No, we can't have a BetParks commercial going on. Yeah.
Now, can't have that, not live.
No.
Yeah.
We'll get kicked out. Yeah, we'll get kicked out. Yeah. They'll be like, which team are you playing for here?
Whoops.
Here comes the GM coming up to me now.
There's a good 7 minutes.
I didn't do it. 2 minutes.
Well, you're getting yours first.
Cool.
Always. 2 minutes?
Mhm.
We're going to talk about the Cowboys? Don't we play the Cowboys?
Yeah, I know. Gee. Why don't you give me your number so I have it?
215.
You don't have Spud's number?
56.
Yeah.
3958. I lost my phone.
Spuds, tell him not.
Send me
Okay.
Tell him not to put you in the group chat.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
I don't want to be in it either.
I'm sitting.
You know what, Diaz? Take me out of
I'm
it.
sitting in funerals and my phone is just. I'm like, what's going on? It's Diaz.
Why aren't they running the football?
Diaz
Well,
and
no.
Quimby. Diaz and
Well, this is
Quimby.
the
Back
issue.
and forth.
We have our own thing, and we didn't have him on it, and he got mad that we had
Well,
our
because
own
that's
chain, and he was like, "Wait a minute, you guys don't want to include me?" We're like, we didn't know you wanted to. He was, "Oh, of course."
Well, that's because you guys were sharing vital information.
I'll back you up all the time, but that is true.
No, he's right. I got put in it because I was missing vital information. But all the little chit chat stuff I can.
So now we have two. We have one where we bitch at each other, and one with Irv.
Let's finish strong here, Quimby.
That's the one I like, the one with her.
Got a big
Give me the
Cowboys
business.
Excuse
How much
me?
time?
Give me the
Got a
business.
big Cowboys
got
game to
50.
talk about.
How much time, John?
Dallas sucks. Serena.
45.
Thanks.
Hey, Quimby. Let me give some real quick stats.
Oh.
I'm glad I didn't do that.
No more JMO for that guy.
Wow.
Yeah, no more
I'm
Jameson for you. Quimby, can I get some stats? on
30.
Defense real quick.
For the Dallas game?
No, just some stats for our defense. We were talking about
Oh,
defense
for our
before we went to
defense.
break.
Sure.
Talk about how good our defense is.
Yep.
If you don't mind, just real quick.
Whatever you like.
Because everybody, you're saying, well, maybe this is
15.
the best defense ever.
Give us the sack breakdown again.
The sack breakdown again.
Yeah. Hassan, 12.
He's fucking
Fletch.
with you.
Stand by or wherever you listen to podcasts.
The Gambler, presented by Cure Auto Insurance.
You're up.
Green Legion Radio Player Show here on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM Philadelphia, broadcasting from Live Casino in South Philadelphia. Rated best casino in Pennsylvania. We're here every week on Tuesday from 8 to 10, 8 to 9. We have a current Philadelphia Eagle player. We're talking about the game on Sunday. We're going to talk about predictions against Dallas in just a couple minutes. Herb, you got something to talk about with the defense?
Yeah, we were just talking before the break how good the defense is, and just it's kind of unbelievable. But let me give you some stats real quick. First in takeaways, first in sacks, first in passing yards per game, first in yards per play, second in total yards per game, seventh in points per game. And the last team that led the NFL in all three of the first three categories that I mentioned was the 1974 Steelers, and they won Super Bowl IX.
You know what's interesting? The Eagles haven't given up more than 239 passing yards, net passing yards
to any
in a
quarterback.
game. And that was the Cardinals game. So that's the immovable object, the irresistible force, the Dallas Cowboys offense. And I know that everybody's all making fun of the Cowboys and Dak Prescott interception and blah, blah, blah.
No.
In the last 3 games, they've averaged 38.3 points per game. They score points.
Cowboys, COWBOYS, can't operate without bums on your squad.
You like that there, Serena?
Oh, Serena.
And you can change bums to a different B word.
Irv.
I'm sorry, sir.
Reverend.
I don't know if the Lord is going to
No.
accept that.
Rev.
Thank you, Chance.
Gotta love Dallas week.
Moving on.
Just thought I'd throw that in there, Bud.
I like it.
By the way, I think we found our answer in special teams on kickoff returns with Boston Scott.
He in two games, he's got more yards than anyone in the past 2 years. I mean, combined.
Got it going in the
Seriously.
second half, opening second half up with over 50 yards. Past 50-yard line.
It's great seeing him run like that in the open field. What's he do? It's like watching Darren Sproles.
Short field.
Okay, Dave, you have something to say?
I think it'll be different this week. Indoor kickoffs. I think there'll be a lot of touchbacks. I don't think anybody returns a kickoff.
Hey,
party
over,
pooper. You're a party pooper.
My over under for kickoff returns this week is 1.
Well, their kicker's
You're
got a
a
boot
party
too.
pooper. You're a party pooper.
Just trying to keep it real.
Unless it hits that screen and comes
Supposed
down
to be
to
a
like the
holiday,
20.
joyous. Let's
By the
be
way,
festive.
can we run the Moses play a little more often, where he parted the Red Sea? My God,
it was a zero blitz.
It wasn't that everybody
Very poorly
did
timed zero blitz.
Yes.
Poorly timed.
You had 4 receivers, all do out patterns, and the middle of the field was wide open.
Well, the safety blitzed on the wrong side of the center. He went the wrong way, and Jalen saw it, and bang, it was just like you said, the Red Sea opening up.
My God, that was ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right. So
keep going down your list.
Yeah, I've got it. Wait, here we go. I don't know where I want to be right now. Nice pop, by the way, by Avonte Maddox on that play by the sideline, and an excellent play by Reddick to stay inbounds and recover that fumble.
I did like to see Adamakin Sue back to himself when he smacked. Did he smack Fields upside his head?
Yeah. I forgot about that.
I thought that was pretty good.
How did they not see that?
That's Adamakin back to himself.
About that fumble recovery. Yes, Reddick, great job. The way the ball, I mean, that was
How did it not
talk
go
about
out of
divine
bounds?
intervention. Yeah, he dropped it and it somehow bounced backwards in to stay in.
That's what the ball does. It's an oblong shaped ball, and it takes weird bounces.
It was weird.
It was interesting though watching the Bears and watching Justin Fields, and I mean I think the kid is super talented, and it made me realize how difficult it is for defenses to defend Jalen Hurts.
Right.
We kind of take it for granted. We're
It's
like,
the same.
You know,
it was
it's
the
hard.
same.
Justin Fields was. I don't know why they didn't run him more.
It's the same like we had against Arizona with Kyler Murray. All right, it was difficult to.
Kyler doesn't throw the
defend.
ball.
Yeah, I don't
Kyler's
think-
not a good thrower. I think Justin Fields can throw the ball.
And
He
I
just
don't,
doesn't
I,
know
don't,
how to
I
throw.
don't think Kyler is quite the runner that Fields and Hurts are. He's not.
He's
quite the same.
he's a weirdly reluctant runner. He's
Yeah.
like
It looks like a baby running away with your phone.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought of.
Yeah. He looks
he
like
is a
little
very
baby running away.
graceful runner.
Sam, $2 tacos at Live Casino, Sport and Social. I
Diaz,
like barbacoa.
please,
Carnitas, please.
don't
thanks.
make me beat you
Thanks.
up in front of all these
Post
people.
haste.
Shut up, Diaz.
Dave, let me ask you something.
Please.
So for the upcoming game, we talked about option this entire show with Jalen Hurts. Does that change if Minshew's under center?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now listen, the Dallas defense gave up 503 yards against Jacksonville, 192 on the ground. They have a bunch of injuries. They're down to their third string cornerback on the outside. They've lost Jonathan Hankins inside, their big run stuffer. Leighton Vander Esch, their best linebacker and leading tackler, won't play in this game. Dorrance Armstrong, I believe his name is, one of their defensive ends, is going to be questionable for this game after playing just 14 snaps. So the Cowboys are, and they gave up a lot against the Texans 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
They gave up a ton on Sunday against Jacksonville. They're not getting the takeaways as much, and they're getting exposed in a big way defensively. So I just think whether it's Jalen or Gardner, the Eagles can fashion and structure their offense and have a lot of success. The ball's going to come out quickly because you don't want Micah Parsons is still a really impressive guy, and I think they've only had 1 sack in the last 2 games.
We
though.
don't like him.
I know, but he's a great player, and I think that that with Brown and Smith, they just have huge matchup advantages, and with this offensive line, the Eagles can run the football.
Because the Cowboys can't operate with bums on their squad.
Their offensive line's all banged up too, right?
Well, they've gotten Tyron Smith back, so he played.
And he'll be back for he'll be done by the second
I
quarter.
think he played 50+ snaps on Sunday, and then Jason Peters is rotating in there somewhere. So,
oh jeez,
they're
Oh my
giving
God,
up.
can we have fun with
They're
that?
giving up some
Yes.
hits. Dak's taking some hits, but again, they've scored 38 points a game in the last 3 games. That's a lot.
They're also not going up against defenses like ours.
Correct.
So, as much as that stat wants to come into play. So, we only have 3 minutes left on the show. Let's go down through the row, starting with Slash, Diaz, Spuds, Super Sam, Irv, and I don't really care if I say anything.
Neither do
did the
we.
listeners.
Whoa. That's not
say that.
In
Quimby,
unison.
What are
I
you looking at me
care.
for? Why are you looking at me? I didn't say
Quimby.
anything.
Quimby, I care.
Prediction.
Brown noser.
I'm gonna act like Minshew's starting this game. I'm gonna look at the worst case scenario, which I don't think is a bad scenario still, because I think if Minshew's under center, I still think the Eagles can win this game. Give me 23-20 Birds.
I think the easiest thing for me to feel most confident about is I think the Birds cover. It was 1.5, then it jumped up to 6 or something.
It's down to 4.5.
Now it's down 4.5. 6. Man, I should have jumped on it at 6.5, but 4.5 cover. I think it's gonna be a little bit higher scoring. I'm gonna say 35-31. Birds win.
Wow.
I mean, Eagles win. I don't do predictions, but I feel really great. Now it is tough.
You
to
heard
win.
it here. Dave is guaranteeing victory.
Three straight games on the road. If the Eagles can pull this one out, and I feel like they'll play a great game. I feel
Giggity.
It's been a great couple of days here at NovaCare. I mean, the energy is awesome. That 3 straight on the road, clinching the last 2 games at home that really are just.
We'll get so puffy.
It would be it would be unbelievable. It would be an unbelievable way to usher in Christmas. Jeff Garcia did it in 2006.
Mhm.
This would be even better.
Okay, so I'm gonna say Eagles win. I think it's gonna be high scoring, more on the 30-27 area, but I'm definitely gonna say there's something weird's gonna happen, either a missed something somewhere. So I'm gonna go like 30-28, something odd.
The Eagles are the only undefeated team on the road right now in the league. Even if Minshew plays, I believe the adjustments that this coaching staff has made over the course of the year, they will have a package in place for him. He has the weapons to throw the ball. Minshew can throw the ball. He does have the experience. The Eagles win.
I hate what I'm about to say.
Say it, please say it.
We can't go full panel anyway, so just say it.
I don't like this game.
Serena's smiling. Serena, don't say it because she's smiling.
Hold on.
No, he has
I'm
to
not
say
looking
this.
at your wife at all. All
She's
right?
looking at you though.
I don't care.
She's got her hand up. She's smiling.
I don't
she's
like
waving.
it.
Like
I
she got the Holy Ghost or something. She waving back
I
there.
don't like this game. I don't like everything that's set up for it. I said 14-3. I believe this is a loss.
You suck.
Whatever. But I believe we come back at home on January 1st and close this damn thing up. And the Giants game means nothing. I get it. Nobody wants to hear it.
No, he has to go home to it. That's the problem.
No, you guys want to fluff people. I have no interest in fluffing everybody.
I'm not fluffing anybody.
Fact is,
giggity.
I don't like how this game sets up. I don't like any part of it. I don't like that stadium. I don't like their fans.
You don't like anything.
I don't like you.
Well, that's fine. That's what I
He's
said. You
miserable.
don't like anything anyway, ever.
But fact is, I don't think this lines up well for him. All right. Regardless of who is quarterbacking. But I believe the January 1st game is where we execute, dominate, and then we take 3 weeks off. So I can go to the Caymans and not worry about it for 3 weeks.
Bold of Quimby to take the team that's favored by 4.5.
A fun fact, under Nick's
By the way, and we have to get out of here now. Go ahead, Diaz.
No.
under Nick Sirianni, the Eagles are 11-0 when they wear green or black pants. They're going all black this
Mute
Saturday.
him. Mute
12
him.
and
Oh,
Anyway.
if I knew that.
Green Legion Radio Player Show here on Fox Sports The Gambler, 102.5 FM Philadelphia.
Merry Christmas
Merry Christmas to you as well, Dave.
To everyone.
Pleasure to have
to
all you
everyone who
guys here.
celebrates Christmas.
Happy holidays, Merry Christmas from Live Casino. We will be here once again on Tuesday, the 27th. Just so you know, there is no break. There is no break for the week between Christmas
That's
and
good.
New Year.
That's a good thing.
Everybody, we appreciate you being here. On behalf of myself, Slash, our producer, Michael Shut Up Diaz, host of your Philadelphia Eagles Insider podcast, Mr. Dave Spadaro, our room runner, Super Sam Brady,
Homewrecker.
Womb runner.
NFL legendary wide receiver 3 with your Philadelphia Eagles,
The
the
man.
doctor, the Reverend, Mr. Irving Fryer,
Merry
and
The
Christmas.
man.
Happy
The man.
holidays.
an intern, Lauren Powell from Westchester University, and everybody out here. We will see you at the Winston on 3rd Street, formerly McFadden's 3rd Street, from 2 to 3.
Not Winston Justice.
On Saturday. Go.
Clear.com, accounting and payroll. Keep your time and money.
Mike Keppel here, serial entrepreneur. I hired my first employee.
Yup.
And I was like, nah, sorry.
Mom, get a grip.
You don't want to be on his side.
Yeah,